Hello Physical Fiends, it is Jordan here with a heads up that if you check the links down below in the description and pinned comment, VGP have a bunch of new limited run releases available for a second chance. The listings have been up a good few hours at this point, and I couldn't publish a video at that time due to my weekly Monday video, so hopefully they are all still in stock by the time this video goes out and by the time you see it. If they're not, I am sorry, but I think you should be good. I'm going to go through all of what's available in this video, and I have linked them in the description. Any purchase made via those links massively helps support me and this channel, and I do thank you all ever so much. So what do they have this batch? Salt and Sacrifice is probably the biggest one of this particular bunch. Now, many people felt that this was a disappointment compared to the original Salt and Sanctuary, and it did get a bit of hate for the direction it tried to take the series. What with there being an online co-op aspect that was, pretty front and center of the marketing, it is quite different to the original, mixing in some Monster Hunter 2D thing, and I think if you go in with an open mind and without the baggage of the first game, it's supposedly pretty good. However, Salt and Sacrifice Double Pack may be a bit more interesting for some out there because this includes Salt and Sacrifice as well as a reprint of the original Salt and Sanctuary. That was a retail release quite early on in the Switch's life, or early-ish. It sold out, became very rare and sought after. Well, it's not a limited run release, but they did help reprint it and be part of this double pack. So it is a good way to pick up arguably the better game. Komajo Remelia 2 Stranger's Requiem. Now, I do have a bone to pick with this game because the Japanese release was ages ago, and that was supposed to have English. However, at the last minute, English was taken out. I can't remember the exact details, but it was around the time Limited Run signed up to do the first game. You can put two and two together. So if you want English in this Toho fan project side-scrolling action game that is kind of similar to Castlevania but has its own Toho sort of spin on it, you will need this limited run version here. I did not play this one, but it is mostly considered to be better than the original in every way, which is good because that certainly needed some ironing out in certain areas. It was good, but quite flawed. Rendering Ranger R² Rewind is available on Switch, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5, and this is a Super Famicom title that was made by Germans. In fact, the original creator of the Turrican series. For whatever financial reason, it never made it to the West. Maybe, 1995, maybe a bit late for the Super Nintendo in Europe, maybe North America. I mean, even the Japanese version was very rare. They only printed 10,000 copies or something. And this is a port to modern consoles with some small emulation features like save states and rewinds. It mixes side-scrolling run and gun action with shmup stages, and it tries to be very cinematic and badass, and reviews for it are pretty good. If you like Turrican, you will love this. Shinobi Art of Vengeance, another one I have a bone to pick with. More expensive than the Japanese release, and someone from either Limited Run or Sega blocked companies, for example, PlayAsia and Video Games Plus, from allowing people to import the cheaper Japanese edition. So kind of forcing them to buy this Limited Run version instead. But whatever, it's here if you want it. It does come with some DLC, but I'm led to believe that is a voucher. It's not on the cartridge, and the build is exactly the same as the Japanese one. This is on Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox, and probably more ideal for Europeans since in Europe, on Nintendo Switch, it was a code-in-a-box bullshit. So yeah, you want the proper physical, maybe go for this. Before I go through the rest, if you are new here and you appreciate these kind of heads up, then be sure to subscribe, okay? If you're not subscribed, you are missing out because you will get a lot of physical information if you like physical video games. I promise it will be the best thing you do today. Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. This is available in a standard edition or its classic edition on PlayStation 4. Maybe slightly outdated since there is another version of VF5 out called Revo, but whatever. PlayStation 4 collectors may appreciate this fighting game, which is considered excellent. The series has always been known for great and satisfying gameplay, and maybe this is the peak of it. I don't know, I haven't played them all, and I'm not really a fighting game fan, but I do like Virtua Fighter when I play it. The classic edition of this comes with just the soundtrack in a Sega Saturn case for whatever reason, and is housed in a 32X style box for whatever reason. Virtua Fighter 2 is if you need even more Virtua Fighter, and they'll be carrying it on Xbox, like only the Xbox. This might be the most random release they've ever done. Only Xbox and nothing else of Virtua Fighter 2 of all games. Like, it's a fun game, like 100%, and I think this will probably be a mild collector's item in the future if, Xbox retro collecting ever becomes a thing. The Gex trilogy is, the more I think about it, the more I want it. Now, no one can convince me otherwise that Gex is anything more than mediocre in either its side-scrolling original game or 3D platformer sequels, and yes, I have played them over the years. However, you know what? There's something special about 90s mediocrity that makes me smile. It makes me happy. And the fact that this limited run release has the update on the cartridge, that means Danny John Jules is an option for the voice of Gex in one of the games, it makes it worth it in my opinion. Like, we've just had Chris Barry in Simon the Sorcerer, we've got Danny John Jules in Gex, now we just need Lister voicing some sort of Robot Wars game. Make it happen, someone. Anyways, as well as being on Nintendo Switch, it's also on PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Now, before I end the video, it is worth pointing out that when it comes to numbered releases for Limited Run, which all of these are, VGP will only be stocking them once from now. There's been a change up. They are getting more in initially compared to like piecemeal as they did before, but once they are gone and they won't be getting any more. So if you're kind of on the fence, don't wait, okay? Don't wait for a second batch because it's not going to happen, at least with their current policy. So yeah. Anyways, I've linked the games down below in the description and pinned comment. Any purchase made helps support me in the best way possible, and I do truly thank you ever so much for that. You make all this hard work worth it. I try to make a video for you every day. There's a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of missed family time, but I do want to do it, and I thank you so much. And of course, if you're new here and you want some good physical game information, then subscribe. It will be the best thing you do today, I promise. And yeah, I've got a lot of videos, so go check them out. Have a nice day. Take care.